So guys, this is what my $5 got for me. I managed to buy one liter of milk, then dairy, and one series 200 mils for my baby, and 4 Russian sausages, and also 1 tin of baked beans. So for $5 I managed to get all those things. So we are just going to compare also with supermarkets and see also maybe groceries, how much they are going for and stuff. Welcome back to yet another exciting video. So today we are taking a closer look at the cost of living in Zimbabwe, and we are doing this for the benefit of those who are planning to move back to Zimbabwe or who want to visit Zimbabwe, so that you come prepared and know what you should expect when you visit or come back home. So while prices are a bit challenging, guys, the resilience and creativity of Zimbabweans shine through. So we are going to share the prices for basic items that you really need in Zimbabwe to show how people are adapting and thriving in this kind of economy, and to the prices that I'm going to share with you. So guys, fasten your seatbelts, relax, and enjoy this video. So I am sure we all know that there's been inflation in Zimbabwe, and it's not a secret that inflation has been hitting so hard, especially on the economy of Zimbabwe. But guys, no matter how tough the situation might be, people are always finding ways to survive and make a living in Zimbabwe. So the inflation rate in Zimbabwe has made some of the basic commodities to fluctuate, but guys, there's always room for adaptation, and people are still surviving no matter how tough the situation is. So this is what we want to look at. We are going to look at the cost of living when it comes to accommodation, groceries, education, even healthcare, and anything that you should know when it comes to surviving in Zimbabwe. So guys, let's talk about housing accommodation in Zimbabwe. The kind of accommodation that I'm going to talk about is those renting apartments. Well, if you have got your own house, you are lucky, because you won't even think of these charges or these prices when it comes to accommodation in Zimbabwe. So a basic 1-bedroom house in Zimbabwe, be it a cottage, be it a standalone house in Zimbabwe, it ranges between 200 up to 350, depending with the location that you choose to stay in. And the 200 ones, you mainly get them in the ghetto, which is, I think, it's a bit steep, but like I said, people are always finding ways to survive in these kind of situations. And when now we are talking of 2-bedroom apartments or even 3-bedroom apartments in Harare, they don't cost anything less than 350 in Harare, depending also with the location that you choose to stay in. And it's about 350 going upwards to even 600 or even 700, like I said, depending on the location. And when it comes to these houses, it now depends with whether you find your house fully furnished or an empty apartment. The cost differs also according to those. So it's best you choose wisely, and you choose according to your need at that particular time. But trust me, you can always survive in Zimbabwe. And one thing that I've also noticed is that people are now trying to get away with renting a full apartment to themselves. So people are now sharing apartments, sharing rooms to make it a bit easier on the pocket, which is also good. So if people are sharing, they end up paying from $100, $50, depending with the number of people sharing that particular apartment or that particular house, which is also good. These are all means of survival in Zimbabwe. And I also think it's best that I mention that there are still houses that you can rent for as little as $10 per month. Oh, I'm sorry for this. And now moving on to the foodstuffs, that's basic groceries that you need for you to survive in Zimbabwe. Guys, the most basic thing that you need is bread. Is it? Some they find it as a luxury, but some they find it as a necessary commodity that they need on a day-to-day basis. So for you to buy a basic loaf of bread in Zimbabwe, you need $1 only, $1 US. If you're buying it in the supermarkets, you might need $0.10. Yeah, gone are the days, guys, when we used to buy a loaf of bread for as little as 95 cents, coming with that little packet of biscuits, you know. But well, we are just surviving as it is. And there are also some things like sugar, rice. I think for a 2 kg of sugar, you need to get it for $3.50, same as a 2 kg of rice. It ranges from $2.50 up to $3.50, depending on the type of rice that you want. And also cooking oil ranging from $2.50 up to $3.50, depending also with where you are buying that 2 liters. I'm sure that may seem a bit pricey. There are also local markets, especially if you look for those local markets where you will be staying. They actually sell at very affordable prices. Here in Zimbabwe, we call those ones tuck shops. They are little tuck shops where you can find very, very, very affordable groceries. So guys, this is what my $5 got for me. I managed to buy 1 liter of milk, then dairy, and 1 series 200 mils for my baby, and 4 Russian sausages, and also 1 tin of baked beans. So for $5 I managed to get all those things. So usually eggs, you can actually get them at $1 for 7 or $1 for 8 eggs here where I stay. So if it's in town or if it's in supermarkets, at times you might get them at $4 per crate. And the crate, how many does it have? Do the calculations. A kg of beef in Harare, it goes for anything not less than $5, depending with the type of beef that you need. Maybe you want super blade, brisket, what, you can get it. Not anything less than $5 per kg, especially when you're getting it in the supermarket. When it's our local butcheries, I think you might actually get it a bit lesser. Remember, these prices that I'm saying, guys, it's based on the information that I have as of today in Harare. So if you're in Mashingo, if you're in Mutare and you find this information not realistic to you, it's because I'm using the prices that I got in Harare. The crucial aspect of cost of living in Zimbabwe is transportation. Yeah, this is really important, guys. In public transport or even taxis in Zimbabwe, it's very common. So if you are using public transport, expect to not use anything less than 50 cents. So you should budget from 50 cents up to $1, depending with where you are coming from, and if it's also local. And when it comes to intercity, you should not expect anything less than $5. For intercity, the prices range from $5 up to $25 or even $30, depending with where you want to go. So those are the prices when it comes to the public transport in Zimbabwe. And if you want to choose the route of taxis, you should expect not anything less than $5 also if it's local. And now with the apps that we are now using, like Bolt, Yango, InDrive, yeah, the fares for taxis, they are now a bit lower. And when you want to move maybe from waterfalls to town, you should not expect anything less than $3. So it's the prices range from $3 up to $10, depending with the application that you use. And now when it comes to healthcare, this is the most crucial aspect of cost of living in Zimbabwe, guys. And one thing that I've noticed is that you won't understand how crucial this is up until you have someone or you have a loved one who has to go under the healthcare system in Zimbabwe. So for you to get the basic consultation in Zimbabwe in the private sector, those private doctors, I don't think you need anything less than $10. So you should actually budget between $10 up to $100, depending with the doctor that you are going for, or even the specialist that you are going to see when it comes to health. Usually, if you choose the public route, that's the clinics in Zimbabwe or even the government hospitals, you should budget between $5 up to $15, or at times you should expect that service to be free, totally free, depending with what you want in that area. So for consultation, I think that's what I can say as of now. And if you've got your own vehicle and you want to move around Harare or Zimbabwe, just driving through the whole country, fuel, it ranges from $38 going up to $60, depending with the service station that you prefer using. So these are the prices for diesel and for blend in Zimbabwe as of 2024. And now moving on to education costs in Zimbabwe. Guys, this is the most important sector in Zimbabwe, and education is taken as a priority in Zimbabwe. So if you choose the private route, maybe you want private schools for your children or for yourself, you should budget between 1,000 up to 5,000, depending also with the school that you need. And if you're going for the public schools route or even the mission schools, you should budget between $200 up to $500, which is also doable. But some, they are opting to send their children or their relatives in the rural areas. Why? Because fees in the rural areas, it's a bit affordable, considering that for a term which has got 3 months in it, you should not expect to pay fees that is more than $30, depending with the school. If it's expensive, you should not expect to pay more than $100 per term. And one thing that I should tell you is that when it comes to power, you should have your backup power, be it solar, be it a generator on standby. And like I said, for diesel or even for blend, it's $38 going upwards to $60, depending on the filling station. And when you want to have a solar power at your house, you should not budget anything less than $700. So guys, this is all that we had for today, the cost of living in Zimbabwe as of 2024, and how people in Zimbabwe are adapting and showing resilience no matter how the prices are high and how the situation is in Zimbabwe currently. People are always finding ways to survive, ways to make it work in this economy. So guys, up until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and leave a comment. Thank you so much for watching. Cheers.